Hello students, this is Sriram Triveni, lecture in botany. Okay, today we will discuss about the topic plant tissue culture. Okay, ma? Plant tissue culture. So first of all, what is plant tissue culture? You have to know. So, plant tissue culture is a collection of techniques used to maintain or grow plant cells, tissues or organs under sterile conditions. On a nutrient culture medium of known composition is called as plant tissue culture. Okay, ma? So, in the plant tissue culture, you have to grow the plant cells or tissues or organs, whatever it is, whatever you want, that particular cell, that particular tissue or that particular organ. So, under sterile conditions on a nutrient culture medium of known composition. So, what is nutrient culture medium? So, in generally, the seed sown in the soil, the seed will grow as a plant, or after few days it will raise a seedling. Okay, it will raise a small plant. So what happened in that particular situation is the seed collect or the seed take water from ground and take the nutrients from the soil and grown as a plant. Okay, that is a natural phenomena. But this plant tissue culture is a artificial phenomena. So how the cells or tissues or organs will grow? That is the main point. So why they grow? How they grow? So in the presence of nutrient culture medium only they can grow. So what is nutrient culture medium? Nutrients. So in generally the seeds grow for using many nutrients from the soil. So here we have to give artificially nutrients to the seed or cell or tissue or organ. That is the main thing. So you have to prepare the nutrients, that particular nutrients present in the soil, we have to prepare artificially. So the artificially prepared nutrients or minerals is called as nutrient culture medium. Okay, ma? So in generally macro and micro nutrients are present in the soil, few are in the atmosphere. So oxygen is present in the atmosphere. Okay, carbon dioxide is present in the atmosphere. Okay, so in the nutrients, nitrogen, for example, nitrogen, the plants can absorb the nitrogen in the form of nitrates and nitrites. They will not take the nitrogen in the form of gas. So from the soil only they can absorb. So here we can prepare the artificial medium is called as nutrient culture medium. So what is plant tissue culture is? This is a collection of techniques used to maintain or grow a plant cells, tissues or organs under a sterile conditions on a nutrient culture medium of known composition is called as plant tissue culture. Here you will get some doubt. What is sterile condition? So, sterile condition is very important in the laboratory because we are prepare the nutrients artificially. We are take the cells or tissues or organs from the plant with our hands. So there is a possibility to contaminate the cells or possible to contaminate the culture medium or a nutrient medium. So there is a possibility of contamination. So we have to overtake the contamination by using the sterile conditions, by using UV light and by using some chemicals to sterile the particular place what we have to use for the plant tissue culture. That particular vessels or that particular location, that particular site will be in sterile conditions by using some chemicals. So that is the sterile conditions. What will happen when we not use the sterile condition, when we not maintain the sterile conditions? That leads to be a contamination. Okay, ma? That leads to be a contamination. So fungal deterioration is there. Some viral bacterial attack is there. So we have to maintain the sterile conditions in the plant tissue culture laboratory. Okay, ma? This is a plant tissue culture definition. What is plant tissue culture, ma? So plant tissue culture is a collection of techniques used to maintain or grow plant cells, tissues or organs under sterile conditions on a nutrient culture medium of known composition. Okay. Plant tissue culture is widely used to produce clones of a plant in a method known as micropropagation. So in the examination, they will ask what is micropropagation and write about the micropropagation. So you have to write this micropropagation in the plant tissue culture. So plant tissue culture is widely used to produce clones of a plants in a method known as micropropagation. So what are the advantages of plant tissue culture? In generally, plants can grow individually, but our needs to be raised in day by day. But the plants are very low. So the plant substances are very low. The secondary metabolites are very low. So that we can raise a plant tissue culture artificially. So what are the advantages of plant tissue culture? Or the production of exact copies of plants that produce particularly good flowers and fruits. Okay, ma, that is the main advantage. The production of exact copies of plants. What is exact copies of plants? The parent characters are maintained in the progeny, that in the offsprings. That is called as exact copies of plant. What cell we have to grow in the tissue culture? That cell is having the parental characters. That parental characters must be maintained in the offsprings also. That in the progeny also. So what will be done is the exact copies of plants will be raised from the progeny, from the parents to the progeny, from the parents to the offsprings. That is the main advantage in the plant tissue culture. Okay. And it produces particularly good flowers and fruits. So the day by day the needs of the human beings were raised. For overcoming these problems, we have to raise the flowers and fruits artificially or by raising of plants. Okay. So that this is a very good advantage. So artificially grown plants are produced good flowers and good fruits. So generally the people call it as hybrids, hybrid fruits, hybrid flowers. You may see in the market there are hybrid tomatoes are there, hybrid cauliflowers are there, hybrid flowers are also there. So how they can maintain the flowers, they can get the flowers and fruits. Only that is only the power of plant tissue culture. That is the advantage of plant tissue culture. Okay. To quickly produce mature plants is another advantage of plant tissue culture. The production of multiples of plants in the absence of seeds also. In generally, in our environment, how the plants grow, how the plants produce, we have to sow the seed in the soil and give the water to the soil, water to the seed. The seed can be grow as a plant after few days to few weeks. We are using seeds only, but here without seeds or absence of seeds, we can produce multiple plants through the plant tissue culture. Okay, ma'am? So that is another advantage of plant tissue culture. And then the regeneration of all plants from plant cells that have been genetically modified. That have been genetically modified. Why genetically modification we have to done? So there will be a production of good flowers, good fruits, good yielding. So that we can change the gene order that is genetically modified. They are very useful to us. If you have the guava plant in your house, that plant yields small sized fruits and sweetness fruits. That is the character. But we have to change in genetic order. We can raise a size of the guava fruit. So the large sized fruits means the big sized fruits with sweetness we want that character. So that we can modify in the genetic level. That is the hybrid plant. That will give the hybrid fruits. So the regeneration of whole plant from plant cells that have been genetically modified. And the production of plants in sterile containers that allows them to move with greatly reduced chance of transmitting diseases, pests and pathogens. Okay. So the production of plants in a sterile containers. We have to sterilize the containers, vessels and the laboratory before going to do the plant tissue culture technique, so that there is a low chance for the contamination. So reduce the chance of transmitting diseases, pests and pathogens. Okay, ma'am? The production of plants from seeds that otherwise have very low chances of germinating and growing, that is orchids and nepenthes. Okay, ma'am? The production of plants from seeds that otherwise have very low chances for the germinating. Okay, to clear particular plants of viral and other infections and to quick multiply, these plants are cleaned stock for the horticulture and agriculture. This is the main advantage in the plant tissue culture. What is that, ma'am? To clear particular plants of viral and other infections, other bacterial or fungal, etc. And to quickly multiply these plants as cleaned stock. Cleaned stock means there is no contamination here. So for the horticulture and agriculture. Then there are the some more advantages in the plant tissue culture are availability of raw material, variation in supplies and quality, and patent rights also there, easy purification of the compounds and modification of chemical structure, diseases free and desired product, and crop improvement. Okay, so for doing the plant tissue culture, we can take the explant. Explant means what we have to raise in the tissue culture technique. That particular part is called as a explant. Okay, ma'am. So any part of a plant taken out and grow in a test tube under sterile conditions in a special nutrient medium is called as explant. Okay, ma'am. Any part of a plant taken out and grow in a test tube under sterile conditions in special nutrient medium is called as explant. This will be possible in the laboratory only. So a plant pot we can take out and grown in the test tube under sterile conditions in the nutrient medium. And next, methods of plant tissue culture. This is a another topic, subtopic in the plant tissue culture. Methods of plant tissue culture. So plant tissue culture includes two major methods. How many more? Two. What are they? First one is type of in vitro growth, and second one is type of explant. Okay. Type of in vitro growth and type of explant. So in the type of in vitro growth, callus and suspension cultures are there. Callus and suspension cultures are there. What is callus? The undifferentiated mass of tissue will form in the plant tissue culture laboratory. That particular part is called as a callus. The callus is green in color. Okay, undifferentiated mass of tissue which is in green color. That particular part is called as a callus. So callus will be formed in the plant tissue culture technique before forming the plant. So callus is a primary structure before raise the plant. If you give the plant regulators to the callus, that will produce the plant. That will produce the roots and shoots. Then it will look as a plant and it will develop as a plant. Okay, ma'am? So the type of in vitro growth. And second one is type of explant. So what is explant? What is explant, ma'am? I already explained that what is explant. So any part of a plant taken out and grow in a test tube under sterile conditions in a special nutrient medium is called as explant. You have to remember the definitions. What is explant and what is micropropagation and what is tissue culture and what is callus. These things you have to remember. That must be remembered. That will be useful in your future studies also in the plant tissue culture. Okay, ma? So type of explant: single cell culture, shoot and root cultures, somatic embryo culture, meristem culture, anther culture and haploid production, protoplast culture, somatic hybridization, embryo culture, ovule culture, ovary culture and etc. Will be culture in the laboratory with the help of explant, with the help of nutrient medium, with the help of sterile conditions. These are very important in the plant tissue culture. So, environmental conditions are very important for growing the plant artificially or in vitro, means in the laboratory, in vitro conditions, in the sterile conditions. Okay, there are three important aspects in vitro cultures. Okay, what are they? First one is nutrient medium. Nutrient medium is very important to grow a plantlet. Just like our human beings, without nutrients, without food, we are growing, ma? No, it's not possible to grow. So like that, the plants cannot be grow without having the nutrients. Okay, ma? So the nutrient medium is very important. Second one is maintain aseptic conditions. So maintain the aseptic means sterile conditions. That will be very hygiene in the laboratory, culture vessels and containers and explant. All are should maintain sterile conditions. That means maintain hygiene. So these are the aseptic conditions. And aeration of the tissue. If you give the nutrients and if you give the sterile conditions, but if you not give the air, that cell will be grow or not, ma? That cell cannot grow without having the air. So mainly aeration is very important. If you closely tied the test tube, you will give nutrients and maintain aseptic conditions to the test tube and tightly close the test tube for few days. After few days you have to observe the test tube. What will be done, ma? There is a fungal deterioration is there. Fungal attack is there on the plant tissue culture. Why, ma? There is no air supply is there. You tightly packed, na? So that how can they absorb the air? So in the plant tissue culture, the aeration of the tissue is very important. For giving better aeration, you have to put the cotton plug on the test tube only. Why we are using cotton plug? In the place of lids, you have to use the cotton plugs. Because the cotton plugs having pores in the cotton. So through those pores, the air must be passed from the outside to test tube. So there will be a air supply, freely air supply. Then they can grow easily. With the help of nutrients and with the help of oxygen, they can grow easily. So aeration of the tissue is very important. These are the environmental conditions. Nutrient medium, aseptic conditions, aeration of the tissue. So what are the nutrients we have to use in the preparation of medium? We have to know. So how to prepare the nutrient medium is essential. Knowing of preparation of nutrient medium is essential now. So I will explain about how the preparation of nutrient medium. So medium depends upon the type of plant tissue or cells used for the culture. Correct, na? Yes. Generally nutrient consists of inorganic salts, a carbon source, vitamins, amino acids, growth regulators and optimum pH. What are the inorganic salts we have to use for the preparation of nutrient medium? Or both micro and macronutrients. macronutrients, that will be elements. Okay ma. Next, carbon source. So usually for the carbon source we have to use the sucrose. We have to use the sucrose for the supplying of carbon source. We have to usually sucrose will be used. And what are the vitamins for the preparation of nutrient medium are? Thiamine, pyridoxine. These are the vitamins. And some amino acids are also useful. For example, arginine. Arginine has the amino acids which we used for the development of nutrient medium or preparation of the nutrient medium. And use growth regulators like auxins and gibberellins. Okay. Why we have to use the growth regulators, ma'am? For the preparation of or for the production of roots and shoots. For the preparation of roots and shoots, we have to use the growth regulators. Okay, ma? Without giving the growth regulators to the nutrient medium, only callus will be formed. After the formation of callus, you should give the growth regulators to the medium. Without growth regulators, callus cannot give the roots and shoots. So, cannot raise the plants from the callus. Okay. So, giving the or supplying the growth regulators to the callus is very, very important important in plant tissue culture technique. And then optimum pH, that is usually 5.7 is also very important. Okay ma. So what are the ingredients for preparation of nutrient medium ma? Inorganic salts, carbon source, vitamins, amino acids and growth regulators. Apart from these, we have to maintain the pH level of the nutrient medium, that is usually 5.7. Okay ma. So then sources of energy should be important. So what are the sources of energy? In the source, usually carbon source and nitrogen source, two types of sources are there. For carbon source, we have to use sucrose, fructose, lactose, maltose, starch. These are the carbon sources. Depend upon the explant, we have to use the carbon source. Depend upon the explant only, we have to maintain the nutrient medium. So, depend upon the explants, these will be vary. Okay ma? So, that is the main thing you have to remember before going to do the plant tissue culture. So, for the carbon source, you have to use sucrose, fructose, lactose, maltose and starch. Then coming to the nitrogen source, this is two types. First one is defined nitrogen source and the second one is undefined nitrogen source. Defined nitrogen source and undefined nitrogen source. Coming to the defined nitrogen source, this will be two types. Major defined nitrogen source and the minor defined nitrogen source. Major defined nitrogen source and minor defined nitrogen source. So what are the major defined nitrogen sources? That point you have to know. So what are the major defined nitrogen sources? Those are inorganic ions, NH4 plus, NO3 minus. Inorganic ions, NH4 plus, NO3 minus. These are the inorganic ions under major defined nitrogen sources. Okay, inorganic ions. What are the what inorganic ions we should use in the major defined nitrogen source, ma? NH4 plus and NO3 minus. Okay, next one is minor. So in the minor defined nitrogen sources, amino acids are placed. What are the amino acids? Glycine and glutamine. Glycine and glutamine. These two are the amino acids which present on the minor defined nitrogen sources. Okay, ma? Next one is undefined nitrogen source. So what are the undefined nitrogen sources? These will be take from the coconut or from the corn or from the tomato or from the watermelon. Okay, ma? So milk of the coconut, juice of the watermelon, extracts of malt, yeast and corn. These are the undefined nitrogen sources. Okay, ma? For the sources of energy, we have the carbon source and nitrogen source which are used in the plant tissue culture. So, under carbon source, we have to take sucrose, fructose, lactose, maltose or starch. Whatever is essential to grow the explant, that should be we have to take. We have to mix in the plant tissue culture. Then coming to the nitrogen source, defined and undefined nitrogen sources are there. Under defined nitrogen sources, major and minor defined nitrogen sources are there. Under major defined nitrogen sources, inorganic ions like NH4 plus, NO3 minus are there. And under minor defined nitrogen sources, amino acids like glycine and glutamine are there. So, coming to the undefined, milk of the coconut and extract the malt, yeast and corn. Okay, this is about sources of energy. And next topic is aseptic conditions. So nutrient medium contains sugar which increase growth of the microbes. That is the common thing, ma. So wherever the sugar is, the sweetness is there will be compulsory contaminate. There will be compulsory growing microbes. Okay. So in the nutrient medium we have to add for the carbon source we have to add the sucrose or fructose or lactose or maltose or starch. These are the glucose containing substances, so that there will be an increasing growth of microbes. Okay, ma? The nutrient medium contains sugars which increase the growth of the microbes. These microbes growing on a tissues and finally kill it. This will be useful for the plant tissue culture, ma? No. This will affect the plant tissue culture. So, we have to maintain the aseptic condition is very important. Sterilization is very important. So that sterilization is very important to stop the growth of the microbes. Because nutrient medium containing sugars, these sugars will increase the growth of the microbes. So that we can maintain aseptic conditions. What is the third step? That is the aeration of the tissue. So proper aeration of the culture tissue is also an important aspect of the culture technique. Right, ma? So it is achieved by occasionally stirring the medium by stirring or by automatic shaker or putting cotton plug on the test tube. This will be very useful to the explant. It will give a proper aeration to the explant. So how we maintain the proper aeration to the tissue, ma? By occasionally stirring the medium or by automatic shaker. Okay. And types of plant tissue cultures. Next subtopic is types of plant tissue culture. Different types of plant tissue cultures are there. First one is seed culture, pollen culture, embryo culture, cell culture, callus culture, meristem culture, protoplast culture and organ culture. All of you must note down this slide. Okay, ma? So, types of plant tissue culture are seed culture, pollen culture, embryo culture, cell culture, callus culture, meristem culture, protoplast culture and organ culture. First of all, we have to know the callus culture. What is callus, ma? Undifferentiated, irregular, unorganized mass of cells which are actively dividing is called as callus. I already told that. So in callus culture, cell division in explants form a callus. Okay. Callus, what is callus? Callus is irregular, unorganized, undifferentiated mass of tissue which is having actively dividing cells. This is the main thing for growing plant from the callus. Because of the presence of actively dividing cells only they will give the plant. So you will give the growth regulators to the callus. The callus will form the plant. The callus will form the roots and shoots to the particular callus and grow as a plant. Because of the presence of actively dividing cells in the callus. If there is no actively dividing cells in the callus, after few weeks the callus will be stopped in the growth. Okay, ma? If you give the regulators, if you give the plant growth hormones to the callus, they cannot grow if they don't have the actively dividing cells. Right, ma? So, the callus is having actively dividing cells. So, what is the definition of callus, ma? Callus is irregular, unorganized and undifferentiated mass of actively dividing cells. Okay? And darkness and solid medium gelled by agar stimulates callus formation. By giving agar, it will give the semi-solid nature to the medium. The medium contains the auxins, benzylaminoprurins. So both are growth regulators or hormones. This stimulates the cell division in explant. Okay. After few weeks, that means 2 to 3 weeks, the callus will be raised from the particular cell. This is a callus culture. This is about callus culture. In this slide, we have chance to watch the callus. Okay, ma? This is a green colored, undifferentiated, unorganized mass of tissue which is having actively dividing cells. Observe this slide, ma. This is a green color, undifferentiated mass of tissue. Yeah, this is callus. So this is a callus culture and the subculture of callus. Here in the slide, these are the subcultures and these are the initiation of callus and suspension cultures. This is the explant put in the nutrient agar medium. Why we add the agar medium to the nutrient medium, ma? The nutrient medium is liquid in nature. For giving For modifying the liquid to the semi-solid state, we have to use the agar medium. So we can mix the agar medium to the liquid medium, then only that will be turned as a semi-solid medium. So the explant will be put on the semi-solid medium. If you not add the agar medium to the liquid medium, what will be done, ma? So in the liquids, the explant is dipped. So there is no air supply to the explant. That explant will be died. So for controlling of that particular reason only, the liquid medium should be turned into semi-solid medium, so that we can mix the agar medium to the liquid medium. Is it clear, ma? Right. So for developing callus, the agar medium should be in the test tubes. Then the callus is developed after few days. The callus, the liquid medium cell clamps are there. After the cell clamps are taken outside and grow as a explant for giving nutrients, for giving hormones, growth hormones. These are the subcultures. Okay, this is about callus culture. This is brief discussion about plant tissue culture. Okay, ma? So here in the slide you may see the raised plantlets. Okay, so what is plant tissue culture, ma? This is a collection of techniques used to maintain, grow plant cells, tissues or organs under sterile conditions on a nutrient culture medium of a known composition is called as plant tissue culture. Okay, this is very important topic in the final examinations. So all of you must learn about the tissue culture process and types of tissue culture. Okay, ma? Thank you. Stay home and stay safe.